The government is trying to tell us there is no list, but Epstein's victims have now united and are speaking out, saying we know the names and we're making our own list. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. This topic is one that's immensely important to me, and I don't want to make this a political video. I don't care who you voted for. I'm not here accusing any presidents. In fact, we're going to cover this as very carefully as we can. But this is a topic a lot of you should be extremely frustrated about. If you want transparency, we're not currently getting it. So let's break down what's happening today. A group of Jeffrey Epstein survivors spoke out on Capitol Hill as part of a push to have all of the files related to the accused disgraced person released. I want to go through some of these quotes that came in from that hearing.
You have a choice. Stand with the truth or with the lies that have protected predators for decades. I am no longer weak. I am no longer powerless. And I'm no longer alone. And with your vote, neither will the next generation be. President Trump, you have so much influence and power in this situation. Please use that influence and power to help us, because we need it now and this country needs it now. Thank you.
Indeed, pleading to President Trump. Well, what did President Trump say in response? We have it right here.
President Trump had this to say in the Oval Office.
It's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president.
It's a Democratic hoax. Got it. Is that why this whole Democratic hoax is being led by a Republican in Kentucky? This is Thomas Massey.
I think it's shameful that this has been called a hoax. Hopefully today we can clear that up. This is not a hoax. This is real. There are real survivors. There are real victims to this criminal enterprise. And the perpetrators are being protected because they're rich and powerful and political donors to the establishment here in Washington, D.C. So today,
and who's that behind him? Who's that in the blue? That's another big Republican. There she is, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The truth needs to come out, and the government holds the truth. The cases that are sealed hold the truth. Jeffrey Epstein's estate holds the truth. The FBI, the DOJ, and the CIA holds the truth. And the truth we are demanding come out on behalf of these women, but also as a strong message to every innocent child, teenager, woman, and man that is being held.
I got to be careful with the keywords, but I got to support her on this one, man. And so here's what they're saying about coming forward and what their plan is.
Who I saw and what I experienced there was a glimpse into a very dark and disturbing world. For years after, I tried to avoid Jeffrey, but he had introduced me to Katie Ford, the owner of the Ford Modeling Agency. Epstein's reach went to the very top of fashion, arts, and entertainment. This did not just happen to underage girls in Florida. In New York City, hundreds of young, ambitious women were abused by him. Epstein was not just a serial predator, he was an international human trafficker. And many around him knew, many participated, and many profited. And yet, he was protected. So I stand here today for every woman who has been silenced, exploited, and dismissed. We are not asking for pity. We are here demanding accountability, and I'm demanding justice. Congress must choose. Will you continue to protect predators, or will you finally protect survivors? And also, I would like to announce here today, us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know, who were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details.
Yeah, that's amazing, because that means no other cover-ups from other people trying to make sure that some of those names didn't get in there. Now, why aren't they naming names? They also expressed that. They said, look, these survivors are still scared to do so. Look what happened to survivors who revealed the names. Lawyer for the victims added the people are scared to be sued, attacked. Nobody protected them the first time. I mean, I would argue, look what happened to Diddy. I mean, the reality is we do need to know, like, you know, what the actual evidence is. Just because someone was on a plane with him, just because there's a photo together, it doesn't mean they were on the island doing the activities that everyone's worried about. We gotta all agree on that. But we also can't be afraid of just having to ask, well, why were you on that plane? How well did you know him? All these things that for the longest time I just sort of ignored. Oh yeah, well, it doesn't matter. No, we got to start asking some tougher questions. 1,000+ victims, and apparently only 2 of them, Jeffrey and Ghislaine, are the only ones that are going to be held accountable for this. Make that make sense. That's unacceptable. And anybody who still is against this, I don't know what is wrong in your brain. This is so messed up. There's no reason to hide. Now, why aren't they signing? What's actually happening here? Just to give you a quick little update as well, as Massey is one of the leaders out there trying to stop this. He's holding these closed-door meetings in the basement of the Capitol. Mike Johnson called upon GOP lawmakers instead of supporting the efforts of this oversight committee, which seeks more disclosures from the DOJ, the Epstein estate, etc. The message from leadership was clear. According to the Wilson, we have a very positive alternative. We can just get it from the DOJ. But Massey's like, no, this discharge petition is way more important. He spoke out during the same meeting to make the case that the DOJ simply can't be trusted to release all the relevant information without legislation forcing the agency's hand. Holding up his phone, he showed reporters a picture of one of Epstein's flight log documents released by the oversight panel Tuesday evening. All of the names in the log were redacted. What's clear is they're not redacting to just protect victims. They are redacting to protect reputations. Some of those people are probably innocent, but some of them most certainly are not. They're guilty. Massey's discharge petition, which would force a floor vote on legislation, requires the DOJ to release virtually all its files on investigations into Epstein and his longtime associates, and needs the support of 218 House lawmakers to be successful. There are already 212 Democrats expected to endorse, but they need 6 Republicans. And so far, they have 4. So it's not just a Democratic hoax. There it is. Massey, Representative Mace from South Carolina, Lauren Boebert from Colorado, and Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia. And these are Trumpers, Trump supporters who are not having it. They're like, enough already. And they are starting to sway people. Macy, they brought in some of these survivors to meet with some of these lawmakers in these closed doors meetings. And Mace left the gathering looking visibly upset and signed Massey's petition. And so others are saying, oh, well, the victims don't want the information disclosed, but yet here they are in front of the Congress saying, yes, we do. This is something that I just can't understand. So they're trying to protect the victims, but now as the victims are coming forward, what are we doing? Massey's unconvinced, saying the DOJ is withholding information to protect some of Trump's friends and donors who might have committed crimes involving a certain age. I said in there, what the speaker is asking you to believe when this is all over is that J and JE and GM have 1,000 victims themselves and nobody else was involved. And the DOJ has no idea who else might have been involved in that ring. That's obviously false. And the political cover that the speaker is providing the GOP members is going to be fleeting. Amen. Now, I want to share one last thing because Trump and Clinton's names were mentioned by this victim here, survivor Shantae.
I trusted someone I thought was a friend, invited me to meet a powerful woman who could help advance my career. That woman happened to be Ghislaine Maxwell. I was asked to give her a massage, though I had almost no experience, and when I did, she praised me and promised introductions to someone enormously powerful, someone who could change the course of my life, and that man was Jeffrey Epstein. At first, I was an excited young woman on top of the world. Epstein flew me to his private island. He listened to my dreams, promised to help, but his promises came with a catch. The abuse began. He told me to keep it secret. He manipulated me with quid pro quo I did not consent to, but I felt I had no one to turn to. He was too powerful. I was just one of the many young women trapped in his orbit. I was even taken on a trip to Africa with former President Bill Clinton and other notable figures. In those moments, I realized how powerless I was. If I spoke out, who would believe me? Who would protect me? Epstein himself was the most powerful leader of our country. Epstein surrounded himself, with the most powerful leaders of our country and the world. He abused not only me, but countless others, and everyone seemed to look away. The truth is, Epstein had a free pass. He bragged about his powerful friends, including our current president, Donald Trump. It was his biggest brag, actually. And while what I endured will haunt me forever, I live every day with PTSD. I live as a mother trying to raise my child while distrusting a world that has betrayed me. This kind of trauma never leaves you. It breaks families apart. It shapes the way we see everyone around us.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Now, here's where, to show both sides. They had a lot of these victims, the first sort of gathering of a lot of these families and survivors of JE here. And NBC flat out asked,
did anybody see or hear of the president himself doing anything inappropriate as it related to Jeffrey Epstein?
No. No.
Or former President Clinton?
No.
Are you glad there is a...
Did you catch that?
Epstein?
No. No.
Or former President Clinton?
No.
Are you glad there is...
That's a massive cut right there. That's a massive cut. Now, they said no, but then they also cut it jarringly, a big jarring edit there, which makes me wonder, well, why did you cut there? What do they not want to admit it yet? Is it not, I don't know, but from the clip we are given, they're saying no. Well, a couple no's. I didn't hear no's from everybody, to be fair, about Clinton or Trump, to the credit. But my place here isn't to just point out and say, oh, they're guilty. We have to get all the information to help decide ourselves. It seems clear here. There's names on this list that I do believe high-level president-type people are trying to protect. That's what it looks like to me, and that's not good either. It's not okay on my watch. I'm not going to allow it. There's a lot of weird stuff the deeper you go in this. How Trump was mad that stole Virginia from him from Mar-a-Lago. That was his biggest regret. It's weird, man. If you got nothing to hide, why aren't you releasing it? You said you would. You promised you would. Release it. Enough already. I'm here for these survivors. We will keep reporting on this story. If you will help click it, we're going to need your help to watch this, because this is the kind of stuff that can tank the channel. But I think this is so incredibly important to handle without the political bias, which I don't have. I'm not on either side. I don't like the liberals or the conservatives. I'm as independent as it gets. And I'll call them both out. And that's what needs to happen here. Someone unbiased who doesn't have a side in this race needs to call them all out to make sure that we're exposing the trash, in my opinion. What do you guys think? I want to hear your thoughts. Does this frustrate you? Is this a hoax? Is this irrelevant? Tell me your thoughts as you hit the buttons right there. Leave your comments down below. Do you feel like we need more transparency on this list? Do you want to see it? Let me know in the comments down below, and engage in this video. Share it so we can make sure it gets through the SEO.